Hey, hello, and welcome to The Whole Loaf, a holistic approach to building healthy lives and strong relationships. My name is Paul Bursloff. I am here with my wife, Suzanne, and also with Deborah Murray, food stylist to the stars and author of 17 different cookbooks. And tonight, in Florida, in St. Petersburg, Florida, we actually had to turn the heat on last night.
It was cold.
I think it went down to 63 degrees, all right? And so we had to turn the heat on. We're freezing to death over here. And so tonight, we are going to make some comfort foods, all right? So we're going to focus on a couple of comfort foods. But, I got to start off by saying, we came this close to not filming today, okay? Like this close. It has been one of those days. For both Deb, actually for all three of us, It has been non-stop all day long. It has been one of those days. And we almost said, we're just not going to do it tonight. We'll take an old one, we'll throw the old one on.
Maybe it shouldn't happen.
Maybe it shouldn't happen, that's right. It's like we were forcing it too hard today. And then we started talking and we said, you know what, but that's spiritual warfare, right? If you're sitting on the fence and you're not doing anything to build up the kingdom of God, Satan doesn't care.
Right.
But the moment you get off the fence and the moment you start doing for the kingdom of God, then he's going to take notice. And he's going to attack. And it was Deb who said, you know what, then we can't let Satan win. So here we are, frazzled and everything else that was going on today. And but here we are. And so, we're going to make some comfort foods tonight. Because I sit back thinking too, relationships are often like that, aren't they? Where it can get kind of stressful, you can bump heads, you can get kind of frazzled. You just kind of want to throw your hands up and quit.
Exactly.
You just want to throw your hands up and just kind of walk away kind of thing and say, just forget about it. But if you just push through, okay, if you just make one small change, you just push through. And so tonight, because it's a little bit chilly outside, and so we're going to make some comfort foods. So Deb is going to make a beef stew over here, and my wife is going to make her world-famous chili. World-famous chili. And she's got a couple of secret ingredients that she's going to share with you. But I was thinking about this too. They're comfort foods, right? One is going to be delicious, and it's going to be comforting, especially on a chilly night. The other one is just going to give you gas.
Yes, it will.
And I was thinking, kind of relationships are like that too, aren't they? You know what I mean? It's like sometimes they're just comforting and they're calm and it just brings, that peace and that tranquility. And the other times it's just kind of and it kind of gives you gas, gives you stomach ache, right? And so, Beano is not going to fix the relationship. All right, so Beano, it might help out with the chili, but it's not going to fix the relationship. So tonight we're going to talk about some of the different ways that if you get that going on in your relationship, just some positive things that you can do. Because, when it comes to building strong, healthy relationships, it is negotiation-based. Negotiation-based relationships are having the greatest success, is what research tells us. A negotiation-based is basically a win-win.
Right.
It's not you win and I lose, or I win and you lose, or we both lose, but negotiation-based is a win-win kind of relationship. And good communication skills are key. And so I just want to encourage you, if you find yourself in, needing some Beano for your relationship kind of thing, a small change is all it takes. Change is inevitable, right? We live in a world where change is constantly happening. Even in your relationships, change is inevitable. Just one small change is all that you need to change the entire trajectory of your relationship. And then lastly, you have the resources. You have the ability to make that change. And so tonight we want to challenge you to focus on the positive. So let's take a look at what we're building here tonight, or what we are cooking, I should say, tonight. Well, you want to start over here with Deb? So what you got going over here?
Paul, what I'm doing tonight is I'm using a pressure cooker. I've written 4 books on pressure cooking. I'm a huge fan. You can cook beef stew in a slow cooker. You can cook beef stew on top of the stove. But I'm going to make beef stew in 15 minutes. This might be done before our sermon tonight. How do you like that? Wow. So I've seared off some beautiful pieces of sirloin. I've got a little oil, a little salt, a little pepper. I'm putting these beautiful little fingerling potatoes in here. I've got onion, a little garlic, and some carrots. Now I made the carrots and potatoes on the large side because the potato, they would cook a little faster than the meat, but I want to do it all at once, one pot cooking, because one pot cooking makes these delicious old-fashioned dinners so much easier to put on the table. You don't have so many pots to clean. It makes cooking more achievable. So all I'm going to do now with the beef stock, I'm going to put the lid on it, Paul.
So you put some beef stock in there? Is that what that was?
Beef stock in there, and I am going to secure the lid
And that was just a sirloin steak, right?
That was,
That's all it was?
yes, it was top sirloin, which I find better than round because it's so tender. So now all I'm gonna do is see the button over here, it says,
They probably can't see it.
soup. I'm gonna put soup.
You hit soup?
That's it, 15 minutes. It's gonna come under pressure. We're not gonna hear anything. We're not gonna smell anything.
Okay.
It's gonna lock in all those flavors, and in 15 minutes, the steam is going to break down the surface tension of our food. So we're cooking faster, we're cooking healthier, and we're cooking comfort.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I know it's like one of the reasons you don't like pressure cookers as much.
Yeah.
Is, I like to look at the food
Right.
as it's cooking.
He
And
likes
then you
control.
lose all the
Where's your
pressure,
big
right? Then you lose all
Yeah.
the and so then you lose all
Yes.
the pressure, and it takes what, like 5-10 minutes, whatever it is, for the pressure to build back up.
Exactly.
And then at that point, I need to open it up again to see
Yeah.
how the food is progressing.
You're
So it's like,
He
I have a
has
hard
little
time.
faith.
That's
I have a
amazing.
hard time with pressure cookers. Okay,
Right.
I don't know if I necessarily fully trusted them.
You're
Is
adorable.
what my issue is. So before we go to the chili, I heard the story once. I'm not sure if this is real or not. So I think it's kind of like an additional chapter to the book of Genesis. But one day, Adam was walking through the Garden of Eden, and his head was hung low, and he was just kind of moping around. And God saw Adam, and God said to Adam, "Adam, what's wrong?" Adam replied, "God, I'm lonely. I don't have anyone to talk to." God said, Adam, I know what I'm going to do for you. Adam, I am going to make a companion for you. And this companion will be called woman. God said, this person, this woman, Adam, she will gather food for you, Adam. She will cook for you, Adam. And Adam, when you discover clothing, she will wash your clothing for you, Adam. She will always agree with every decision you ever make. She will bear your children, Adam, and she will never ask you to get up in the middle of the night to take care of your children. Adam, this woman that I'm going to create for you, she will not nag you. And she will always be the first to admit when she is wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Adam, she will never have a headache. And Adam, she will give you love and passion whenever you need it. Adam was all excited, said, God, what will this woman cost? God replied, an arm and a leg. To which Adam responded, what can I get for a rib?
That
And so
is
my
awesome.
wife of 28
I have
years.
never heard that.
Uh-huh.
I have never
not
heard
my
that.
turn.
I
That's
love
not
it.
scriptural, but now it's your turn. So yes, go ahead.
Oh my word.
That's awesome.
All right, we're gonna make chili tonight, and I'm actually using a rice cooker, which is different than a pressure cooker because I can open it up and check it at all times, and that's what I like about the rice cooker. So I have already got in here, I've already browned my ground beef, I put in my chili beans, and I do like Bush chili beans recipe here. So you just
Spicy
gotta-
chili beans.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they have seasoning on them already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
It's all about the seasoning. And then I do have some Rotel tomatoes in here. I have a little bit of salsa. I have onion and garlic. Now, you can put more items in here, like when you want to do celery or green pepper. I'm just onion and meat and just basically the sauce. But I do have two secret ingredients. Everyone always has at least one. Mine is cilantro.
Yum.
You ever heard of
I
cilantro?
love
Put
cilantro.
in
Never heard it in
everything.
chili.
In everything.
I put I do. I put
like it.
cilantro in everything, which is
Awesome.
great. And Coke.
No.
I know it sounds
No way.
strange. One of my mom's friends did this when I was a kid, and it just gets rid of a little bit of that acidic, tomatoey taste and gives it just a tad of sweetness. You can use diet or regular. You can even use 7-Up, just some form of soda, tonic, anything of that nature. I always buy some type of chili mix seasoning because it just is so easy and it tastes great. So, I know, easy stuff. And just put a little bit of garlic in here, powder, a little bit of salt and pepper, and stir it up and let it go.
And you do fresh garlic as well, right? So
I
you
do
crush-
fresh garlic
fresh
too,
garlic.
yes.
And she likes to put Montreal steak seasoning in
And
everything.
everything. I love that. That's where we bonded our best.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so
That sounds like a really cool recipe.
Oh,
I'm
it is.
excited
It is
to try
excellent. It is excellent. So break out the vino. Okay. No, it is very good. But I love it. It's in Genesis chapter 2. I've always wanted to preach on this text. Okay, it says, "For this reason, a man will leave his father and his mother and be united to his wife, and he will become one flesh. The man and the wife were both naked, and they felt no shame." I've always wanted to preach on that in church, and they were both naked. And just
That's
watch
it.
people squirm a little bit in the pews before I break
Over the
into
kids'
it.
ears.
But I love that text because Adam and Eve, the first husband and wife, that first relationship, they were completely exposed before each other. They were exposed spiritually, they were exposed not only physically, but emotionally as well. And they felt no shame. You know, and so to me, that's almost a foundational passage for relationships, right?
Right.
I mean, they were one flesh, all right, so it's the oneness. There was a permanence, they were united, and they were open with each other. They felt no shame. And in our world today, there are all kinds of different roadblocks to oneness. Okay, fear and rejection are a roadblock, right?
Yeah.
If you're fearful that you're going to be rejected, if you're fearful that you're going to be ostracized, well then you're not going to be open. You're not going to share with each other, right? And so that's kind of a self-protective kind of measure. And I think just selfishness is another one of those roadblocks to oneness.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're always focused on self.
Right.
And the other one,
Our needs.
what I want, you know, and I think the last one too is just simply a lack of knowledge. And that's probably one of the easiest things to combat, right? And so because of those, because of fear of rejection, because of our selfishness, because of a lack of knowledge, we put on these facades, we put on these masks, and we walk around smiling like everything is okay, when in reality you could really be hurting on the inside. And so what are some things that you can do to kind of foster that sense of oneness, right? To do away with the fear and the rejection, to do away with the selfishness, and to gain some knowledge. All right, and so part of it is open communication. As we said, good communication skills are imperative for that win-win kind of relationship. And so oftentimes, you know, when there's high conflict in a relationship, you know, Proverbs says it like this: reckless words pierce like a sword,
They do.
but the tongue of the wise brings healing.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. And so I mean, it's Proverbs 12 verse 18. You know, when we just speak those reckless words, I mean, they cut, right? They cut to the quick. They cut to the heart. It can take a long time for them to repair. And so when there's a lot of stress in a relationship, you give less benefit of the doubt. So if you're stressed out, you're always going to look at the other person as being an antagonizer.
Right.
You know, you're not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You're always going to kind of be pointing your finger, saying, you know, what are they up to? What are they doing? Yeah.
Makes sense.
And so how you combat that is, I want to challenge you, just look for the positive. I mean, look for the positive in your relationship. There's all kinds of great things. You know, and so often we go right to the negative. Look for the positive. You know, recognize them consciously, maybe even vocalize them. And tell, you know, and this is good for any relationship,
Right.
for husband and wife. This is good for, you know, workmates and for whatever it is. But vocalize the positive. Focus on the positive and say it. You know, encourage each other. I love this in James chapter 1, verse 19. And James, the brother of Jesus, who I always love because he didn't believe Jesus was the Messiah until after Jesus died and then he rose from the dead. You know, I always say, do you know what it would take for my sisters to believe that I was God? I mean, do you know what I'd have to do for my sisters to say, he's God? Yeah. You know, and that was James. James did not believe it until after Jesus died and rose again. And once he saw his living brother, then it dawned on him that he was who he said he was. And James said this in chapter 1, verse 19. Let everyone be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. All right? And so if we just listen, quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. And one of the most powerful things that you can do in a relationship, just zip it.
Be quiet.
Be quiet. Just listen. Let the other person share. So it's be quick to listen, right? Slow to speak. You know, I'm one of those people, I even talk to myself at times. You guys do this? You talk to yourself? Oh, yeah. And I can tell myself, Paul, be quiet. Paul, be quiet. Paul, don't do it. And yet it will still come out of my mouth, even when I tell myself not to do it because I know it's not going to end well.
Right.
But if you have that discipline to where you can kind of keep your mouth shut for a little bit, quick to listen, slow to speak. Because so often we speak without thinking, right? We want to defend ourselves, so we want to go on the attack. And if we were to just pause, just hit the pause button for a few moments, process it, let the other person speak. It helps you gain a better understanding of where they're at, right? Of what they're experiencing, of their needs. And if you just pause for a few moments and then speak, and then slowly become angry.
Well, something that I even think of is sometimes I get too many details to him,
Right.
and I could see him just glossing over.
Right.
And I
Me?
mean, yes, and I could see the look in his eye
No
of
way.
land the plane, Suzanne. You know, let's get to the point. But so I have to be very conscious of that because
You're adorable.
Oh no.
You are
Yeah, but
so
see, I'm one of those people, I don't need to know all the details.
Right.
You know,
Well,
like-
your brain works faster probably,
Yeah.
and she's probably more detailed. Because I mean, there are in a relationship, whether it's even me and my daughter or coworkers, we're all different.
Right.
But it's better to learn these communication skills from all, so that we can be better at our relationships, so we don't offend people or grow old alone because people can't be around you because you can't behave yourself.
Yeah, well, and like I said, like for me, and maybe this is something to talk about too, is like, I don't need to know all the details. I just need to know the answer.
Right.
It's like even at work, if somebody goes to a meeting, I don't need to hear so-and-so said this, and then so-and-so said this, and then, I just want to know what the answer is.
Right.
So what
Bottom
was the
line.
conclusion? What was the bottom line?
We'll get you a
And
t-shirt.
oftentimes that's the way it is at home as well.
Right.
Just need to know. Tell me what I need to know. Okay, and so like, go ahead.
Well, the only thing I wanted to bring up is the one thing when I would get angry and I would say something really bad and I don't feel good about it, I used to tell my kids in Sunday school, think about if that was the very last thing you had to say to that person. And it makes you more compassionate with your words, because we all get angry.
Oh, yeah.
We all think things that we're not proud that we think, but they should not go into the air. That's what I think. Do you agree?
Yeah, oh, yeah, man, yeah. So let everyone be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. And one of the things practical things that you can do, something that you can just start today, is watch how and when you start a conversation. Okay, how and when. All right, so like when I walk in the door from work, I need a few moments to compress. I think I've shared that with you before. And so if I get bombarded, the moment I walk in, I don't respond well.
Right.
All right, and so, know when and how to start a conversation. So give me a few minutes to relax. Okay, or, if you got little kids, when the kids go to bed, that'd be a better time to start a conversation. And a soft startup, so if you come in and you attack and you hit somebody harshly, they're going to respond harshly.
Right.
A soft, gentle startup normally ends in a soft ending.
Right.
And I showed this to you once before. Look at that pressure cooker.
I know, it's just
that's those
coming.
relationships. The pressure is building.
Exactly.
The pressure's building, and you can release pressure, right?
Correct.
So, yeah. Okay.
That's
so
it.
you don't want to do that right now, but yes. Okay. But I guess how and when you start a conversation, and even timeouts, it's you're releasing pressure.
Exactly.
Okay, whether it be in the pressure cooker or whether it be in your stomach, you're releasing pressure. Okay, you just want to do it positively. I don't know why. I apologize. It was the other pastor at church, Chris Fudge, who was the one who gave me the idea, and I just kind of ran with it. So, all right. So your
I'm
beef stew over
almost
here
under
is cooking?
pressure here.
Okay.
Yep. I do have a done one though, if you'd like to
Oh,
sample
yes.
it.
And
One of the things I did tonight, Paul, was I made you bread bowls. Because that's one of my favorite things to do is you make your homemade bread. You're gonna take out the inside a little bit. You can actually even toast them in your air fryer that we bought.
Ooh.
And then serve your beef stew and everyone in an individual bread bowl. Isn't that
Oh,
kind of
how
fun?
beautiful.
So here's the done beef stew, because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take for us to get to pressure tonight, but there you go. She is now under pressure.
And these were like nice and warm when they came in.
Mhm. Yes, I just
Yeah.
baked them right after work.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that kind of fun? You can eat the dishes. It's all about presentation. Whoops, sorry. I just
You're fine. This is
Yeah,
beautiful.
very pretty and very delicious.
And the reason it's delicious, you saw I hardly put any ingredients in here, but with a pressure cooker, even though you can't get in there and you don't need fat to cook with, you need less sodium, your food becomes more flavorful because everything is kept inside. So, and I do like the fact that one press of a little button, and then whether I'm here 15 minutes from now, I'm going to just stand
That's
the
how I
lid. But if I'm here or not, it goes in to keep warm, so it's kind of nice. It makes
I
families
love
be
that.
able to spend time together,
together.
go out, take a walk, go have some fun, and then it's done when you're ready.
Okay, and it's right there. And so how's our chili over here
The
looking?
chili is looking
I can't wait to
fantastic.
try
I
it.
have to tell you.
Beano or not, I'm in.
Yeah.
And you really truly don't need Beano.
It's just
He just
him
likes
being
to,
funny.
yes. So Paul likes it very, very thick. I like it thin, so I kind of make it in between. And you can put some cheese on the top. Since Paul's gonna eat this, of course, I'm gonna put cheese on the top. Oh yeah, sorry Deb, I hope you like cheese.
I do.
Got it?
Oh,
So-
it looks delicious.
Awesome. Very, very nice. Yay!
So
What
it is
about
super
Paul? He
hot.
doesn't get to try it? That's all right.
No, oh no, I will have some.
love it.
Is that good? And
Oh my gosh, it's excellent.
It's a little
and
spicy.
it's not sweet though.
No, it's
I
not
was worried
sweet.
it was
No.
going to be sweet.
yeah, it's
It
not.
was delicious. Oh my gosh, it's very
Is that good?
delicious. I love the cilantro in it.
See, cilantro.
Cilantro.
Tell them about your stew though.
Mm.
I love
So-
that.
Paul loves stew, and I love soup. And so I actually water down our stew a little bit, and I call it stoop. So we all love it. It's exactly what we want, and
It's a
it's just
compromise.
perfect. Yeah, it's a great compromise.
Good
Excellent.
negotiation-based relationship, right? It's not an I win, she wins, or like,
Yeah.
it's a win-win, I'm sorry. So very good. So fantastic. So we hope you learned a lot here today on some good, healthy meals, easy to make and delicious comfort
Yeah.
food, and also a way to create that negotiation-based relationship where it is a win-win. And finally, as James said in James 1:19, everyone be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Hey, you've got the resources. You can make a difference. One small change in relationship will impact the entire relationship.
Right.
So one small positive change, and you'll see that difference in no time. Hey, you have a great day. God bless, and live love. See you real soon.